Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zafar Ali and I am from University Public School and Girls College, University of Malacca. I welcome you all in English grammar class for class 9. I hope all of you are doing well. Let's start our class today. Dear student, today we will discuss verb and types of verb. Verb is a part of speech and all part of speech are words. Verb is the most basic element in speaking and writing in English. So first of all we will define verb. That what is verb? Verb is a word or combination of words that indicates action or a state of being or condition. In previous classes we learned about verb. That verb is a word that indicate action or shows action. Here a verb is a word or combination of words that indicate action or a state of being or condition. So verb shows indicate three things. Action, mostly it shows action in writing and speaking. It also indicate condition and state of being. It will be clear to you from the example. Let's read the example. Jacob walks in the morning. Jacob walks in the morning. Walks is the word walks shows action. Mike is going to school. Is going, the verb combination of two words, is going shows condition of an action. Albert does not like to walk. The verb does not like indicate a negative action. Anna is a good girl. Here the verb is indicate a state of being. So in our example it's clear to us that verb is a word that shows action, condition, state of being or a negative action. Students, there are 6 basic form of verbs. We use these 6 basic form of verb in English writing and speaking. Base form. Children play in the field. Children play in the field. Play. Play is a base form. Mostly we use the base form in English writing and speaking and present simple tense. Children is plural and here we use the verb play. So play doesn't have s, ing, ed, have no play don't have any inflection. The base form, therefore it is called the base form of verb. Second one is infinitive. Tell them not to play. Infinitive form of verb mean when to is used before a verb, we call it infinitive verb. So here to play will not show any tense and such kind of verb we call infinitive verb. The third one is past tense. They played football yesterday. They played football yesterday. When we use the second form of verb in present simple tense, we call it past tense. And we call this form of verb the past tense. I ate an apple. Ate is the second form of verb. So we only use the second form of verb and past simple tense, and therefore we call such kind of verb past tense, past participle. I have eaten a burger. I have eaten a burger. A third form of verb is called past participle. Here in this sentence, I have eaten a burger. It is present perfect tense, and present perfect tense we use a third form of verb. So a third form of verb is called past participle. The fifth one is present participle. I saw them playing with him today. I saw them playing with him today. Playing, Playing, playing. The present participle form of verb is used especially in continuous tenses. So ing form of verb is called present participle form of verb. The sixth one is gerund. Swimming is the best exercise. Swimming is the best exercise. The form of verb, the ing form of verb that is used is a noun in a sentence. It is called gerund. Students, there are different types of verb. The name of these types of verb are finite verb, non-finite verbs, action verbs, linking verbs, auxiliary verbs, and modal verbs. We will discuss one by one. What is finite verb? Finite verb are actual verbs which are called roots of sentences. Attribute to a subject and uses one of the 12 form of tenses and change according to the number person of the subject. Those verbs which we use in tenses, in 12 tenses, we call them finite verbs or actual verbs, because with the help of these verbs we know about the action of time when an action happens. So we learn about when we are going to learn about the tenses, actually we are learning about finite verb. For example, in present simple tense we use first form of verb. Present continuous tense we use ing form of verb. Present perfect tense we use third form of action verb. So these are called finite verb. Simply when we use verb and tenses, we call it finite verb. Example, Alex went to school. Alex performed the action in the past. This information is evident only by the verb went. Alex went to school. Went is the second form of verb. The tense here, the tense is past simple tense. And from verb second form of verb went, it is clear that Alex went to school. So it shows a past action. Robert plays hockey. Robert plays hockey. Robert plays hockey. So from verb plays, it is clear that this is present simple tense, and Roberts usually play hockey in his daily routine. He is playing for Australia. Or we can simply say Ponting is playing for Australia. So as playing, the verb playing with the help of helping verb is It is clear that Ponting or he is playing for Australia. So it means that he is still playing for Australia. The second types of verb is non-finite verb. What is non-finite verb? It is opposite of finite verb. The verb that we use in 12 tenses is called finite verb, and the types of verb that we use in writing and speaking but they doesn't show any tense, we call them non-finite verb. Non-finite verbs are not actual verbs. So they are not actual verbs. Actual verbs mean that they don't show any tense, any time. They are used as a noun, as an adjective, or as a verb in sentences. Non-finite verb is a gerund, present participle, and past participle. Example: Alex went abroad to play. Play is a verb, but here it doesn't show any action. To play is a finite infinitive, and this infinitive is called non-finite verb. Playing cricket is his only job. Playing cricket, playing, ing form, present participle, and here at work is an adjective. Playing cricket is his job. So here playing doesn't show any action, but it modify cricket, but it modify the person that has only job as playing cricket. I have a broken cycle. I have a broken cycle. Broken, Greek, broken. So here broken doesn't show any tense. It is used as a part of speech. It is used as an adjective because broken, modified, describe cycle. So we call broken past participle, and past participle is non-finite verbs. Walking is a good habit. Walking is a good habit. Walking. Walking is used in place of subject. So in place of subject we use noun. So when a verb is used in a sentence as a noun, we call it gerund. So gerund is also non-finite verb. So non-finite verb have different types further. Finite, infinite verb is infinitive verbs or non-finite verbs. Present participle form of verb when it is used as an adjective in a sentence, or past participle form, they are all non-finite verb. Or when ing form is used in place of the ing form of verb, when it is used in place of subject or object, we call it a gerund, and gerund is non-finite verb. Third types of verb is linking verb. A linking verb adds detail about the subject of sentence. It connects the subject and the complement. It creates link between subject and complement. Linking verb are also called be verb, am, is, or. When there is no action verb in a sentence and such kind of verb are used after object, we call it linking verb. For example, when we say he is a doctor, he is a doctor. Is, here is a linking verb because it creates a link between he and the complement the doctor. Other example are, apart from be verb, am, is, are, was verb, some verb are used as in linking verb and as in actual verb. For example, she appears ready for the game. She appears ready for the game. If we replace the verb appear with be verb as, so it will not have any effect on a sentence. She is ready for the game. So appear is used as a linking verb. The food seemed delicious. The food seemed delicious. The food was delicious. We use was instead of seemed, and the meaning of the sentence hasn't changed. Therefore, we call seemed here in this sentence, we call it a linking verb. You look happy. You look happy. You're happy. Again, we use or instead of look, and the meaning of the sentence doesn't change. Therefore, it is called a linking verb, especially in this sentence. But you can also use look and such other verb as an actual verb. For example, you look happy. Here it is used as a linking verb. But if I say she looked outside, she looked outside, so here looked is not a linking verb in this sentence, because if I replace looked with be verb was, so at the meaning of the sentence will change and it will affect the meaning of the sentence. She was outside, so the meaning will not be clear. So linking verb creates a links between a subject and complement. The fourth one is auxiliary verb. Most of the students are familiar with auxiliary verb because we use auxiliary verb in tenses. Auxiliary verb are also called helping verbs. We also call them helping verb. An auxiliary verb extends the main verb by helping to show the time, tense, and possibility. Auxiliary verb only help the actual verb when we use such kind of actual verb and 12 tenses. So at these auxiliary verb help them to clarify us the time of action. For example, Alex is going to school. So here Alex is going to school is as helping verb or auxiliary verb, and going is main verb. They are walking in the park, or is auxiliary verb, and after it walking is actual verb. I have seen a movie. Have is an auxiliary verb. Do you drink tea? Do you drink tea? Do is auxiliary verb. The fifth type of verb is action verb. Action verb indicate what the subject of sentence perform. The actual verb in a sentence sentences that we use and tenses are called actual verb. And the actual action verb can be transitive or intransitive. So an action verb can be a transitive or intransitive. What is transitive and what is intransitive? Transitive verb, they must have a direct object. A transitive verb demands someone to be acted upon. Example, he painted the car. The verb paint demand an object to paint it. Transitive verb need a direct object. We can also say a transitive verb transfer action from subject to object, or we can say that a transitive verb meaning is incomplete without its object. Look to the example, he painted the car. He painted, so what he painted? The meaning of the sentence is incomplete without the car. So the object, the car, is compulsory here. the verb paint demand an object to paint it. So here the verb paint demand an object. If we will not use the car, so the meaning of the verb paint will not be clear to us. So here he painted the car. Painted is a transitive verb because the verb paint transfer action from subject he to the object the car. The second type of action verb is intransitive verbs. What is intransitive verb? Intransitive verb is opposite of transitive verb. They do not act upon anything. They may be followed by an adjective, adverb, preposition, or another part of speech. Intransitive verb don't need any sort of object, direct or indirect object. We can say a verb which doesn't transfer action from subject to object is called intransitive verb. We can say the meaning of intransitive verb is complete without its object. अगर इसके साथ object ना हो तो इसकी meaning जो है complete होंगे. And most of the student are confused when they see anything after object, they call them object. After verb, sorry, when they see anything after